There's no way you just stuffed Jerma into a box for 4.5 hours, right? Poor guy.
So he's the chief creative officer of Off-Brand. And basically what that means, if you're a creator considering working with Off-Brand, you basically just he's just like an unpaid intern that you can do whatever you want with. Like the instant you sign a contract with him, he's legally obligated to do whatever you want. And
take
so
the wheel.
I signed the contract and I pointed at the box and I said, get in. And then a couple weeks later, we finally let him out.
Did Jerma actually stay inside the panel the whole time?
Yeah, of course. That's what the toilet paper's for. The shuffler itself kind of evolved. So initially it was like, it'll just be this like fancy altar thing on stage that we like talk about as being responsible for everything. And then it was like, what if Jerma pops out at the end as like the Wizard of Oz? I don't remember how that came up. And then it was, okay, well, he could actually talk as it during the thing. That could be funny. Like he has a voice and he can talk at it. And then I forget how it came up. We thought the idea of giving him a soundboard. So instead of him just talking, that he has a soundboard. So in the background, in the production room, Jerma was like in this fucking like comic book hacker situation with 8 stream decks in front of him with all these buttons that had like 150 different lines that he recorded in advance, and he was just sitting there like poking around like a telephone operator. Like he literally was sitting back there like this the whole time pressing buttons, and then occasionally would like open his mic and be like, I am going to, you know, shit inside you. Like, and he would do this mix. So it was mostly him on a soundboard, but then he would add in more and more of his own voice on a microphone. And then he talked about how he wanted to start as really dumb. Like when we first introduced him, he could only say a few words. And then as it goes on, he'll get more and more like he's just talking and just learning a lot. And so we were building the story of that of like, okay, we could pretend that like it's an AI that is learning off of what everybody's saying, and that would be pretty funny. And then the production team put together this thing where I didn't ask for this or anything. It was entirely on them. There would be like a visual for Jerma's voice, and they added not only that when he talks the line goes. I sent over all the cartoon eyes that I used for like my bell pepper and everything. They hooked it up so Jerma had a stream deck that was just for cartoon eyes. So he was able to change the emotion of his eyes whenever we were talking to him. Yeah, like when we're asked, like, is it Ludwig's birthday? And he's like,
is it Ludwig's birthday?
My birthday too. Processing.
Like he makes him look like thoughtful, you know? And then like with the movie section, so for people who didn't see, initially I was like, okay, we have to have a break or two for production. And I was like, okay, we can just go to a 5-minute break. Normally with a show like this, you just go to a screen that says like returning in 5 minutes or whatnot. And instead,
we gotta fix this. What I'm thinking, Shuffler, I'll activate the movie module.
Movie. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go ahead. Let's do this for a few minutes while I do some debugging, and then we will get back into it. Go.
and then we just have a 5-minute clip of an old ass movie. Jerma didn't take a break, by the way. I think he took a break during one of the games because during the actual breaks, he was just commenting on the movies. One funny side thing is that, like, just as a general note, I do not want to lean too heavily on AI, just in general. I kind of feel like it's a cheat code. I feel like it's kind of I don't want to overuse it, and I want to make sure I'm doing other things as well. So I'm trying to maintain a 50-50 balance of YouTube videos, at least, that are AI-based versus not AI-based. That is roughly what I'm trying to do. So anyway, part of that I thought would be really funny. I thought it was funny the idea that like this show would start and I would tell everybody that it was all AI based, and there's no AI in this show. But I thought that was funny because I'm starting to see a couple YouTube comments here and there that it's like, I wish Doug would stop doing so much AI stuff. Like, I'm getting a little tired of the AI characters. So this to me is really funny that like those people maybe tuned in, they're like, oh, another AI thing, and clicked off, and it's just Jerma like clicking buttons, like the least AI thing possible. What else did Jerma do in the box? A lot of defecation. Can you spoil how long Jerma was actually in the box? All right, fine, hold on. This is only for Pluto. For everybody else, Jerma was in the box for 5 straight hours. So what we did, okay, you guys know how I like killed the shuffler right before the grand finale? So we had to get Jerma from the production room into this box. And rather than having him inside the box for 5 straight hours, instead, during the final last match, we said, I have to divert all of your power into the shuffling program, and you have to turn off your voice module. And of course, Twitch chat just spammed free shuffle or the entire grand finale match. But basically, during this match, match, Jerma now walked out of the production room, got his mic on, and then got into the box. And we hadn't even tested him revealing himself. Also, what's funny is he went at the beginning of this match, and this ended up going for like 10 minutes. So he was like cramped into that box for like 10 straight minutes. So, but it was not for 4 hours. And there were several times there were people who were helping with the show and helping plan stuff, and they would be like, hey, I don't think we should put Jerma in there for like a whole third of the show. And I'd be like, we're not gonna put him in for the third of the show. No, it's just like at the very end. Yeah, so the set designer made this panel so you can kick it out, but we hadn't actually tested it. So he could have just been trapped in there, which would have been funny.
Yeah, and we're ready for that really big grand prize.
Ooh, I hope it's money.
Joke's on you guys. It's a fucking tennis match that you hated.
The shuffler is not real.
What?
So, it was Jerma the whole time! This isn't an AI, it doesn't make any sense! It was Jerma inside doing all the control.
The day before, Parkser visited the studio so that we could practice the tennis thing before the players were there, because the players couldn't know that there was tennis or that Parkser was involved. And then Parkser just was like sitting around the studio eating snacks for like an hour, and would just come over here and just put his empty snacks in this just to make it look more degenerate. So this shit is just Parkser's detritus that he just put trash in there that would look more deranged when Jerma came out. And then Jerma got the toilet paper roll. There is no reason for him to be dressed like this, by the way. And the fact that this is over a full tennis outfit is even more insane. Yeah, and then he gives medals, and this was like, yeah, he wanted to do the whole Wizard of Oz thing. One tiny thing I wish we did different is that I wish Ludwig had given medals not to these two, but only to the people on the couch, because that way Ludwig and Squeaks would have ended the show with nothing, right? They did technically end with the cheapest medals we could find on Amazon. Because like, I just love the idea that the winners of Shufflemania get nothing, and that like me and Jerma win the show, and we get the trophy, and it ends on us winning. There's also, I think he was genuinely disheveled. There's like 5 more medals in here. Like Jerma just like, I think actually kind of broke his brain when he was hiding in here. Like, it's a small box and there's machinery everywhere. Like, he was supposed to give out like 6 medals. Thanks for not bringing up Jerma's violent outbursts. Yeah, he did try to break a glass bottle on my head. I mean, it was breakable, but I mean, that's why we don't have any of the BTS stuff. Because basically, like, if you turn the camera around, right, during any part of the show, Jerma is committing crimes, and there's like a whole squad of police just trying to track him down, and I figured they would just be a mess to edit together. So I'm staying focused on the main show.